What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Every Week We Follow. So today we're going to be looking at the Brentford analysis from the weekend. A fantastic 1-0 win away from home. What the actual fuck? Gary, how are you doing, mate?
Mate, I'm good. How are you? You doing well?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. It was, I mean, it's always difficult watching the Villa at the moment for me with Henry, little 10-month-old. So it's difficult to like concentrate. And then you were messaging me going, "That's a pen," and I was like, "Mate, I'm doing bedtime. I ain't got a clue what's going on." So I always try and catch up afterwards. But thankfully, with our season tickets, AVTV, you do get a full 90, and I try to watch it if I can. But otherwise, the extended highlights and those Muppets on Match of the Day is where I usually kind of catch up on it.
Yeah, I don't watch Match Day anymore, mate. I rely on our analysis. I think it's better.
Yeah, as always, guys. So as always, if you like this, subscribe, give the thumbs up, put your comments down if you agree with us or not. But this is the analysis you will not get at Match of the Day because they literally just
never talk about
the goal, looked at the missed chance. Gary Lineker said, "Yeah, I would have missed that one as well because I would have tried the chip." Fuck off, Gary. Fucking hell, whatever. It's the wrong decision to make, then, mate, isn't it? You're shit. So,
I'd just like to add to that. I think we're with the analysis thing. Just thanks to everyone that's liking and subscribing. Going over the analytics over the weekend, just kind of it's steadily going up, mate. Watch time hours are good, so please, guys, just help us out. Check us out on.
Keep it going.
We need your support to help us grow and nothing doing at the moment. But so on to it, mate. A clean sheet.
A fucking clean sheet. Holy shit. Right. So just to quickly go over it, like I haven't got the lineup. I was massively unprepared for this one. So we spent like the last 20 minutes getting stuff together. But and Gary's now. Right. So what happens every time is Gary forgets to put do not disturb on his phone. And he's using his phone here as his webcam. So this is now a call coming in. And he's trying to like hang up that call. He's trying to sort stuff out. He always forgets to put his do not disturb on.
No, mate. You know what? I didn't forget to put it on, but that is my daughter, who I'm a full-time carer for, right? And
you said, "Can you just hold on a little bit, love? Oh God, just got to talk about Villa."
Just give me half an hour. I'm all yours. But this is my lunch break.
Amazing. Anyway, on to the analysis for the game. So. I think the main person that we want to talk about here is Disasi, isn't it? So onto this focus point.
Mate, look, he's what a legend.
Yeah, exactly.
Mate, I've got to say, like, it's kind of nice as we've got a clean sheet to be focusing on the defensive display this week because I thought Disasi was excellent and thoroughly deserved his man. This reaction to this was brilliant, mate. This is what I love to see as a football fan. Like, just driven by sheer passion. Thou shall not pass. Like, there's going to be a gif on that later with like Lord of the Rings going through it because it was just brilliant to see. Now, if I'm being hypercritical, by the way, the build to he actually lets that player run off him and then he makes it back and makes the tackle. So if he'd just followed him in the first place,
there was a lot of last ditch defending. I would say, which I mean, I would usually say actually kind of reminiscent of Mings. That's what Mings would do. He'd use his pace to kind of like get back, and he'd do a really full committal challenge like that. The thing that always worries me is that a smarter player or like a Bruno Fernandes or something there
just cuts back.
They're going to cut back and go down. That's always my biggest worry. He's committed very early, but you can't obviously in the game here, that's an absolutely fantastic challenge, and it saves arguably a square across goal at least. We did it all game.
Well, like I think what was great about that tackle initially was the fact
that's similar.
Yeah, that's brilliant as well. And he gets the same response, like he's just loving it, isn't he? What was great about these two challenges in particular was we were a little bit under the cosh at this point. They were putting a lot of pressure on us. They had in the second half, they had the majority of the possession after we'd scored, and they were. I mean, thankfully, they were just trying that balls over the top, and then trying to come down the channels, which I think, as we spoke about on the previous show, that's their biggest threat. And I think we nullified it both sides. But I thought Digne and Disasi, right? Absolutely kept both their players, and Bramo in particular, and Wissa. I think that was the only thing.
Luka Dean, he did it with Mo Salah. He did it with him. In the quarterfinal. Actually, no, it's not. But there's also here again. You'll see, he just sniffs it out. But one thing I think we did want to talk about a little bit was obviously when the team sheet came out, I was like, oh God. I was like, Olsen's in goal. Doesn't fill me with confidence. He actually seemed to twig his back early on as well, I think, in the game. And I was like, oh God, are we going to have to go down to our under 23s keeper here? Yeah. But there was a few instances of this kind of thing where Disasi there's just taking it under control and he's just gone, fuck, we're getting rid of this as soon as possible. There's quite a lot of times where Olsen would come out for the ball and him and Mings would possibly be going for the same ball. And early on, oh my God, there was chaos in the box at times. And I don't know whether that's Olsen working into the game. He made some decent saves, but I don't know how commanding he was. I feel like a lot of people came out after the game saying he's really commanding in the box and do all this stuff. I wasn't fully sold on that. I mean, you had a little bit of a take on why our defense was working so hard.
Yeah, well, I think I texted you at the start of the game saying that the defence don't trust him, and I think that is apparent. I'm not going to slate Olsen. I'm really pleased for him that he got the clean sheet. But what I noticed throughout the whole game, mate, was that our entire back four were working tirelessly, and they weren't like this. That is a prime example there of Disasi clearing it. If you look at him, he should just catch the ball. There was 3 instances of that in the first half where the ball was going out for a corner, and he slid across and kicked it out. That's when he twinged his back first time. And I thought, mate, just pick it up. Like, why are you picking it up? It was so basic. And then there was, obviously, again in the first half, John McGinn giving the ball away in the box. And
oh God, yeah, that was mad.
The way our defence reacted to it was brilliant. But in the initial, as he loses it, I thought, Olsen, come out and claim it. And he doesn't. He hesitates and you go... And so it just felt to me like our defence was busting a gut to kind of cover those mistakes, and we don't do that when Emmy's in goal.
Maybe that's better because we didn't concede.
Well, mate, it is better because you're conscious of everything that's going on rather than knowing you've got someone solid beyond the stick. So you make these decisions early because you just go, exactly. I'm not going to trust him to do it. And anyone that's ever played football knows if you've got someone that's weak in goal and it happens, you all end up putting an extra shift because you're trying to prevent those things from happening. You go, we know he can save a shot from distance, but anything in and around the area we have to deal with. And that's what it felt like. It almost felt like our backs to the wall, panic stations, let's just clear everything. And it worked because we got the clean sheet.
I think Olsen was quite vocal, as in he was trying to command the back four and help kind of organise it a little bit and try and get him into the right position. It's just these kind of situations here where usually you would have Emmy go mine, he would literally command that and he would be on it. But it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because we can't, like we said, we can't. We kept a clean sheet. It's the 3rd clean sheet in the Premier League, as far as I'm aware, this season.
Man United, Everton away, and now this. Yeah.
I feel like we'd already had 3, but maybe wrong. Let us know in the comments if we got that wrong.
Yeah, let us know if we've missed one out, because we probably have. You know what we're like. We're not exactly statos around this thing. We're just kind of commenting as we see.
But I did just want to. But one thing that I did want to get onto with this was just obviously there was 2 interesting incidents for Disasi as well. The first one here, which was obviously neither of them were given as a penalty.
Yeah.
My take on this, and to be fair, this was my take before all the kind of post-match VAR malarkey came out. Was I don't think the players got control of the ball. I think the ball's going out of play. I think Cash has got to the ball, and Disasi's he has slipped. Whether that means it's not a pen, I think basically it would have just gone to on-field decision. So whatever the ref gave, VAR wasn't going to overturn, basically. And obviously the ref didn't give this one.
I think it's interesting because in real time, as that happened, I thought it was a definite penalty. I did. Because
at this time I was like, oh shit. And then, but then when I saw the replay, I was like, oh no.
But then you see Cash gets the ball first, and Disasi, like you say, slips. Now, what's interesting is I think this is what really pisses me off about officiating. That is totally open to interpretation, and I think another referee, one that doesn't fancy the Villa, like i.e. Anthony Taylor, right, would probably give that as a penalty and send Disasi off like he did Duran. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just.
I would also say, I mean, there was a lot of afters, I think, but if you actually look at the players around them, there's only one player, by the way, who's in the far fucking distance for Brentford, who's actually appealing for that. Everyone's just got their hand up for a corner. So I don't, and even Sharda, is it Sharda?
Sharda, whatever his name is.
He's not really appealing here. He doesn't look like he's going like
no.
You know?
Like, I think from that angle, you see Cash clearly gets his head on the ball first. The ball's gone, then and he slips. So I think it's the correct decision. But I think out of the two penalty decisions, that is the one that could have gone against us.
Yeah, and then, if it was the other way around, we'd be saying, "Well, he's going to get that, isn't he?" And he's completely took him out.
Course,
and VAR's bollocks. Why aren't they looking at that shit? There's all.
Well, one of the Brentford players said post-match to me, I don't know which one it was. Their left back basically said that's a stonewall penalty, and I can't believe it's gone to VAR, and it's not been given. But I think talking about we talked about it, reality of it is whether we liked it or not. If that had gone against us, we'd have been fuming because arguably Cash does get the ball and the ball's gone. So and it's not, if I'm being, even if that had gone against us, I'm thinking, okay, ultimately a penalty and a free kick or a foul isn't the intent to, go for the ball, and Disasi slips. So it's not taking him out. Do you know what I mean? Because that would have been different gravy. But you can quite see his standing foot slips from underneath him, and he can't do anything about it, and the ball's already gone. So for me, not a penalty. But again,
he's going to try and chip him, right?
Tell me, really obvious. Just again, because
it's okay though. Because he did.
You won't be saying that if we do get to the Champions League semi-final.
It's okay because he did,
mate. Like for someone who's a striker, and I know people are going to say the stats, like a reflection of how shit Austin McPhee is. I'm not the only one who sees that. Come on, Villa fans, back me up.
Onto post-match thoughts, Gaz. So this is where the table currently sits.
Yeah. So this for me, like I said to you, now, like I know we've played a game more, which obviously puts us under a bit more pressure, right?
So Newcastle as well, yeah.
However, it is still very much in our hands because we've got to play Bournemouth, we've got to play Brighton, we've got to play Forest, we've got to play Newcastle. Right, so no excuses now. Like Emery keeps saying that the league is the priority. So now's the time to perform. Like again, the result on Saturday was just, I'm buzzing because it's a great result. Like the fact that have we broke the curse of winning after a Champions League game? I don't know. It still wasn't the greatest performance, but it was enough defensively.
I don't care. Right now, I don't care. And the fact is, we didn't have our starting goalkeeper. We didn't have our poster boy. We didn't have all that, and it's like we managed to win away from home post Champions League. We've got Bruges on Wednesday. What a week!
At this point now, I think the only thing the performance levels coming, because we could obviously it gives us something to talk about, which is great. But I think if we could just grind out results like that from now and the end of the season, we're going to have to. Like it's kind of like we could talk about the missed chances, what you could have, should have, would have done. But ultimately, if we can get over the line, I'm happy to debate that. It's when it doesn't happen. Like, and I think as we crunch in against, Forest, against Newcastle, those chances, you're going to have to take them because we will get punished. So that's the only critique of that. But ultimately, if we can, defend like that, like we did, like I'll take that. Like if it means putting an Olsen goal and the defenders are going to bust a knack, all of them, because it was like they've shone that pass yesterday. On Saturday, and we probably I think we deserved them. We didn't in the end.
That all stemmed from Disasi. That was Disasi being like, I'm going to take this, but we're keeping a clean sheet here. Because the players knew that without Asensio, without those kind of players that could change the game. I mean, there was Rashford who came on, but I don't think he did a huge amount because we were under the cosh at that point.
No,
just like we need a clean sheet here. We need it, and I never thought I would say the words that we got a clean sheet with Robin Olsen and goal. Sorry.
Maybe it's Disasi's birthday tomorrow, I believe. He said so after the game. So maybe he just wanted to put in a performance. But he would, because he also, going forward, he did well. He was one bit in the in the first half where he
Yeah,
was
that
doing
little
step
flick, wasn't
overs.
it?
Yeah,
You know, outside the boot, he was
Yeah.
offside. But yeah, it was funky. It was quite interesting.
you know, prime
but this-
Ronaldo. So a complete performance for him. And it was good to see. And like you say, and we've said it before, don't fall in love with loan players. But to see a loan player, but that passionate about a tackle, right? That if that can filter down for the rest of us to the end of the season, we can just because there isn't one of us watching this podcast or watching the Villa or going, all we want to see is our team put 110% in and leave everything on the pitch. If you get beat, giving everything, no one's going to care. But if it's when it's lackluster, and we haven't done that all season because we've been so inconsistent defensively. So I would take 1-0 results like that for the rest of the season, and we'll finish. We could finish fifth. Like it's in our hands.
Well, I think
hands.
Emery basically like kind of said, we need to go on a run like we did last season. It was
Yeah.
was it 10 win, or I can't remember what it was, but it was
mate, throughout the history of the Premier League, there has always been one or two teams at this point really
and he
push on.
He referenced that. He said, they said, are you contenders? Like, now it was 1 point at the time, right, off top 5. He was like, are you contenders? And he was like, well, right now we're not in it. He said, but there's one team that always comes through.
Yeah.
And he said last season we were the team that we were the surprise package. And he said this season it's Forest. So yeah, I mean we can. The thing for me is that players, they look so dead.
Yeah.
They look dead on their feet at times, and it's just like I don't know how much rotation stuff can help with that. Hopefully, the international break helps with that, but I don't think it will because all our players are internationals, so they're not actually having a break. So I'm terrified of getting like an injury to one of our bigger, to like Rodgers or like Luca Dean or something.
Have they announced the England squad yet? Because I'm hoping that Watkins and Rodgers don't get called. If I'm honest.
I don't think so. I think they will.
Yeah,
I think they will. But anyway, Gary, final thoughts.
Final thoughts, mate. Well, final thoughts.
Do you have a prediction?
I got my prediction, yeah.
We've got to do this. So those who don't know, we basically do. I mean, if anyone's made it to 27 minutes, we should probably do this at the start of the video, if I'm honest. But we basically
we want to keep on watching, mate. Retention's key. We should say at the start. Stay tuned till the end to see our predictions.
No one's going to stay.
That's not true. My wife does.
We predicted on the preview what the result would be. We fold them up, we put them away, and then we bring them out on this. So, Gary, let's go.
All right, 3, 2, 1. I went 1-0.
Oh, well done, guys. Bingo. You got the bingo predictions right. Well done, Gary. Your prize is sweet FA.
I'm telling you, next season, mate, we're doing this as a pay thing.
Yeah, we're doing this as a little league. Yeah. If people want to be involved in that, if you made it to here, let us know in the comments if you want to be in that league. We will be releasing the details at the end of the season, so we can get involved.
Stay tuned. Watch that.
Yeah. Gary's final thoughts. Go on.
Gary's final thoughts, mate. What a great week for us so far. It can be topped off on Wednesday. My final thought is, and it's just a very basic one, mate, that I've realised over this weekend, going through all the analytics of the YouTube, of watching of the highlights. I fucking love this club, man, and it just enjoy
it.
And it just enjoy it. However high rate I get about hating Watkins and hating this and not, it's just
passion, though, isn't it? It's just passion. Yeah. You just want to be better. It's not. You don't hate the player. No, you're just frustrated because you know and it's more frustrating because we know he can do it. That's the most frustrating part. Otherwise, you'd just be like, just get rid of the summer and we'll upgrade.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Well, the thing is, comparison is to say to like him and Bailey, like last season, brilliant. They were two of my favourite players, and now this year, although Watkins still has been better than Bailey, you go, I want them to do well, but they're not pulling the mustard. But like I said, I'm just into it, man.
But again,
I love it.
But again, at the end of the day, we said Watkins did score.
Yeah.
So he did actually win the game.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like this thing of like, he missed his chances and this kind of thing, but he actually won this game. So
yeah. Well, the thing is, the final thought is from an outsider's point of view, and like people that watch match day and the average football fan who's just tuning in, it's like, well,
people keep on saying to me, Bailey's really good. People keep saying to me, Bailey's good, isn't he? I was like,
yeah.
No.
But for Villa fans who live and breathe it, and you watch every ounce of grass these players cover, you go, nah, he could do better. The things have to improve.
Yeah.
So my final thought is, again, I love the Villa. I'm for it. I can't wait for Wednesday. Like, it's going to top off a brilliant week. I think we're going to get through quarter final against probably Liverpool. I think Liverpool will hold on to it against Paris. Funny enough, but I think we can beat Liverpool over 2 legs. I think we could do it.
No, I agree. I agree. Well, they're the known entity, aren't they? It'd be crap to go out to them, but they are the known entity.
Well, the irony is, I think I'd probably prefer PSG for the occasion, but I think they'll have too much for us in terms of because of the experience but with Liverpool, it's like we're so used to playing them, and we've had good results against them in the last couple of years.
We can do it.
That it could be done. So definitely. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But
we will be going the game on Wednesday. We'll be doing a preview tomorrow. That'll come out. And also, we're hoping, I think, to do a live on the evening after the game. So you might not see it live, but obviously the recording will always be there, so you can watch it anyway the day after if you want to. But as always, guys, thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, let us know what you think. Pop it all down below. And we'll see you tomorrow.
And don't forget, every week we follow the boys in claret and blue.
See ya.